Okay folks, I had this one stashed away for a long time. Let's see if we can make this come up a real treat. Okay, let's see what this is. This is the side we're interested in. It's holographic. I think it's wrapping paper. It's got stars on this side. But we're not interested in the stars, we're interested in this absolutely psychedelic colour that we have. So we're just going to put it on the glass and we're going to scrunch it. So I'm going to scrunch it like so. So I'm just going to scrunch it. Hopefully it'll come up looking a treat. I'm just using my camera hand to push the button. I don't know how this is going to look. Yeah, that looks really interesting. It looks a bit wishy-washy, however. I do think we could do a better one. I'm going to try that again. Maybe on a darker setting. So I'm just going to screw it up again. And I'm going to put it, make sure it's in the A6 area. So I'm just going to scrunch it. Sorry about the hand on the camera, using the camera hand to, I don't know how this is going to work. I just pushed the start button twice. That's why it beeped. Silly. Yeah, that looks interesting. I do think we can make something out of it. We can make an image. It looks nice, it has potential. So I'm going to use this as our master copy. Okay, so maybe I'm going to leave it on that. I think maybe I'm just going to take this away. I think we could still use it as wrapping paper even though it's been scrunched. But this looks really nice. This section here. Okay, I think the enlargement, we're going to make the horizontal 150 and the vertical 130. I don't know how it's going to look. So yeah, that's our first piece. Looks a bit too large. The vertical looks all right. I think the horizontal is a bit much, but it looks interesting anyway. It's not as good as I was hoping it would be. Not as good as I was hoping it would be. I think maybe the horizontal could go a bit smaller, maybe make it 140 40. Yeah, that looks a bit better on the horizontal, the way that it is. Do wonder if this is what we want. Maybe make it a little bit. That's a good question. Wondering if maybe the horizontal could go a little bit less. Maybe the horizontal could go 120. Okay, out it comes. That's our less horizontal, and it looks a lot better in some ways. Still looks a bit narrow, even though we've got that spike. And speaking of spikes, we had a huge coronavirus spike here in Sydney, and it was a real bad one. It was 100, no, not 100. It was 37 cases of COVID-19 transmission, and yeah, it's making our lockdown has been extended, and I'm not very optimistic with all these nasty looking figures, so I do expect there's going to be another spike. I'm really scared. I'm not scared because I'm going to die of COVID. I just don't like being locked up in a house, and I'm frightened that if this COVID shit stays off the chain and gets worse, I won't be able to present these demos. And I just am not a person that likes to sit and constantly be doing nothing but watching YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I like watching YouTube as well as making for it, but I don't like doing it too long. I like to be able to buy things to make my demos. I get very lonely. I'm not with my partner Luigi, so I'm trying to use social media and whatever I can to try and get in touch with him. And I just feel like if it's going to be stalled, it's going to drive me mad, not being able to do something about it. I'm just not a homebody. I don't stay up. I usually go home early in the afternoon or late in the morning, but I still like my morning coffee, and I like to be outside doing things, just going shopping for pieces of articles for my demos, and just, yeah. Anyway, let's see how we go with this. Anyway, that looks quite nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.